in business, if she handles all of the finances and the paperwork with him doing deals, right? Legally, of course she's gonna say, I'm gonna put my family over Pooh Shiesty, and you know what? I want my ring back because my ring costs $50,000. That watch costs $100,000. We gonna claim that on insurance.
You're supposed to go get it back in blood, man.
I feel you.
Shiesty voice.
Uncle Murda, who is 45, halfway to 50, talking about get it back in blood in my Pooh Shiesty voice. In the voice of somebody in their mid-20s who clearly is nowhere close to being remotely mature or a critical thinker or a logical thinker, or else this shit wouldn't have happened. All right, man, in this video we got Uncle Murda crashes out on Tony Yayo for playing fake industry games, bruh. Video by Poetic Flacco. Yup. So from snippets, it looks like this is in reference to the Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty ongoing thing that everybody has their commentary and their opinions and how they feel on it. You know what I'm saying? There's the street people and there's the civilians, and you know, people have their opinions on how they feel about it. You know, I'm just a firm believer of, you know, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You know what I'm saying? This was a stupid ass game on Pooh Shiesty's part. You feel what I'm saying? That's where I leave it. Everything else is like, I play it by ear and see how the case unfolds and stuff like that. But you know, I'm interested to hear how the OGs, these two OGs, I guess, from the streets, they was gangsta at one point, what their thought process is. So let's get into this video, all right?
Uncle Murda just had a crash out on Yayo and boss up on him after he realized that Yayo was playing these fake industry games during the podcast. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I wanted to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I put money on what the weather is, Shiesty and Gucci Mane situation. Now, Uncle Murda is under the assumption that him and Tony Yayo are street dudes who don't condone snitching on any level. So Uncle Murda is going hard on Gucci while he realized that Tony Yayo is still trying to maintain the relationship with Gucci.
Allegedly, but I feel like he's not even supposed to.
I feel like that's easier said than done though, right? Because like, how involved do you guys think that Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo, I mean, granted, those names probably gonna stick with them, right? And as it's on some street shit, Uncle Murda, Tony Yayo, those are some street names if I ever heard them. But how involved do you think these niggas are actively in the streets? You feel what I mean? Like, they're literally doing a podcast right now. So what would you do in this situation? What would you think they would do in a situation where they get robbed at gunpoint by a bunch of young niggas to get them out of a binded like business agreement? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what do you think they would do
In this situation? You know what I'm saying? Not with a record like FDO out. Nah.
Coney, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man.
Yeah, free Pooh Shiesty, free Big 30, free all their co-defendants.
Word up, man.
I know,
but they were free. On top of the world. Free. What are we talking about? Like if we're gonna do anything, don't condone the stupidity. It was stupid. This shit was dumb. It was dumb as fuck. They were fucking free. They were just free.
You know, like I said, are rappers turned into civilians now after a certain amount of money? Because that's what it's seeming like. Rappers are turning into civilians. Business is business. You heard him on the Breakfast Club say Keisha Kior handle all the business. So you already know. No.
Yeah, she can handle your business, but you don't lose your street. You don't lose your street.
I understand. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just explaining to you that if Keisha Kior, his wife, handles all the business, right? She said that on the Breakfast Club. Like, yo, he's not mentally stable. I handle all his stuff. Sometimes, you know, medication.
She said all that? He's not mentally stable?
She was saying a lot of stuff on Breakfast Club, right? Let me finish. Because you make me lose my train of thought.
Yeah, she did say that. But before I go forward, I'm going to say, like, yeah, Gucci was, he was doing a lot of that street talk and all that. You feel me? That was like his whole career. That was his whole persona. You feel me? Like, hey, what the fuck they used to call Gucci Man, the boogeyman or some crazy shit like that. Like, just a few years back on Versus, this nigga was wilding. Like he was bugging out on Jeezy when all they were doing that was on some on a business type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a business move where him and Jeezy was supposed to do a show and he was like being mad disrespectful on some street shit.
Put that nigga ass in the dirt.
I tell you what.
Smoking on Pookie Load tonight.
I tell you what. This how we gonna do this.
Send some more, I'ma send them the same way. In a box back to you.
Are you doing
free kill?
Yeah, it is crazy though. It is, but like, what do you do in that situation? This is where it comes in. Is like this whole street myth, this whole street persona, this whole street idea. This is why it's just so fucking stupid. Because when a nigga finally grow up and then he has shit to fucking lose for, a lot of the street shit just comes from fucking, all of it pretty much comes from poverty. When you just don't have nothing to lose, like it's ready to crash out. You don't care, like you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not mature enough, like, so that's what the street shit is, some immature bullshit. So I'm sorry, let's continue.
I know she said he was mentally stable.
She says anything that gets signed or any business has to go through her.
I understand what Tony Yayo is saying, but from Uncle Murda's perspective, he's seeing this as if Tony Yayo is trying to make an excuse for Gucci. But what like Tony Yayo is saying is like, hey, bruh, this man got a wife at home. The wife, has a lot of authority in this relationship and in the business dealings. Like, Gucci is gonna listen to his wife over his homies. Gucci is gonna go with what his wife wants, as we have seen. The wife is damn near his caregiver. So if Gucci told, it's because the wife is in his ear. Understand that. Now, I'm under the perspective of I don't care what the reason was. I think Gucci is 100% justified in telling, right, from the very fact of they wouldn't do this to a white executive. They wouldn't expect a white executive to hold it down. And if you won't expect Leo Cohen to get robbed and not tell the police, then you shouldn't expect Gucci Mane to get robbed and not tell the police at a business meeting with them white folks, man. Cut it out. So Tony Yayo tries to explain the wife angle, but Uncle Murda is getting agitated gradually until he just finally blows up.
You can look that up, Eddie. Any business, any contract has to go through her. You think she's thinking about beef in business? If she handles all of the finances and the paperwork with him doing deals, right? Legally. Of course she's gonna say, I'm gonna put my family over Pooh Shiesty, and you know what? I want my ring back because my ring costs $50,000. That watch costs $100,000. We gonna claim that on insurance.
He's supposed to go get it back in blood, man.
I feel you.
Shiesty voice.
He's not. We're not talking about Gucci.
She can't. That situation happened with Gucci. You bring it.
Yeah, this is why. This is why it's just stupid. This is why this is this ongoing, endless fucking cycle, bro. Because you got motherfucking Uncle Murda, who's probably like 55. I don't know. I don't want to throw no extra years on it. Let's just fact check that real quick. Not gonna hold you. Oh, sorry. Uncle Murda, who is 45, halfway to 50, talking about get it back in blood in my Pooh Shiesty voice. In the voice of somebody in their mid-20s who clearly is nowhere close to being remotely mature or a critical thinker or a logical thinker, or else this shit wouldn't have happened. And he's talking about that shit. Somebody who's 20 years younger than him, get it back in blood. But okay, I mean, I don't think that would be the best solution to after this, what happened, honestly.
In it.
You're not
and that's
finished.
Cool that you bring Keisha in it, but even though she handled the business, he's the man, yeah. That's the man.
I understand, but you're
that's
not.
Gucci,
I'm
man.
not. Listen, I'm not arguing with you. You act like I'm siding with what you're saying.
I'm saying that's Gucci.
I'm telling you, Ed. This is what he's not understanding. If his girl is saying he's not stable, he was on medication or whatever.
The fact that he kept saying that's Gucci, it seems like a personal feeling more than a logical one, because when I'm saying that's Gucci, it's like he's more disappointed because of who he thought he knew Gucci to be, or who we have known Gucci to be over the years, which you got to take personal out of it and trying to think more like, just a little more reasonable, just a little more logical, you know what I mean?
So it was revealed that he has like a mild case of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Okay, there you go, right? Yeah. She on paper handles all the business, right? Eden is a civilian. Right? Now, Eden, you're a civilian,
I'm
right?
a big civilian, yeah.
Yes, you're a civilian, right?
Yeah.
Now, if your wife handles all the business because you're mentally ain't right, and something like this allegedly happens with a robbery, a jury, and, forcing them to sign a contract, she's not thinking about them niggas. She's thinking about her family.
Her name ain't in the paperwork. In these police statements, her name ain't in that paperwork?
I know her name ain't in the paperwork. I'm not blaming her, but what I'm saying is, who do you think is swaying his mind to being in new Gucci if you're a civilian? Oh, no, this is business. We gonna make money off him. That's why he's saying, yo, you went out like a crash dummy. You still signed to me? I want to be like Birdman and Cash Money.
Even that agitated Uncle Murda that Tony Yayo is like repeating the lyrics to the Gucci song.
That's crazy. That's what he's telling the song. I ain't even listen to that shit, man. I don't want to be real, I don't want to hear Gucci Mane's record, bro. Cause bro, we know Gucci over the years of how he was coming. Pause on records, how he was coming about it behind the street shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, even up to a couple years ago, we thought that Gucci was elevated and he was more on his grown shit, and then the Jeezy thing, when that presented itself in front of the world, then he wanted to be doing all that shit, that disrespectful shit. So yeah, I had no interest in listening to that record, bro. It's like, that's kind of how the shit go, but I just think all the street shit is stupid.
Uncle Murda, bro, you repeating lyrics too much, bro. Like, you defended him already, saying he had some type of excuse with the mental illness and the white situation, and now you repeating the lyrics to the song. Nah, you trying to, hold on, bro. You not about to leave me on this island alone, bro. So Uncle Murda then just blacked out on Gucci Mane and people defending Gucci Mane, but the only person, quote unquote, defending Gucci Mane in front of him is Tony Yayo. So that Tony Yayo takes it personally, and they go back and forth. My thing is, this entire situation is silly. I think during this podcast, they said, yo, a rapper needs the streets validation to make it. No, he don't. No, a rapper don't need listen, in 2026, a rapper don't need a street validation to make it, homie.
Man,
no.
Bro, before 2020, for years, bro, it's like some of the highest selling artists, you know what I mean, rappers, the streets don't even fuck with them, bro. Like, what the fuck? Lil Uzi, goddamn. I ain't gonna say the streets don't fuck with J. Cole, but J. Cole built a career from majority of college kids. Travis, Playboy Cardi, Tyler the Creator, some of the top artists, bro, they don't need a dang streets. What are you talking about?
What street validation do Travis Scott got?
Nah, fair.
I'll wait, bro. I'll wait. Now, Drake got the streets because Drake came up in a different era. Drake came up in you needed the street validation.
But even that, I guess because he was a Lil Wayne's artist, but bro, I vividly remember when Drake came out. The streets wasn't fucking with him. It was like, man, it's just soft. This. I was like, nah, this nigga's talented. This is different. This is mainstream. I don't think you could lose with this, bro. And then Take Care came out. That shit, we knew he was solidified. Once you could do it twice, we all right, cool. But the streets ain't really fuck with Drake like that till Take Care. Let's be for real.
Nah. In 2026, you don't need no street validation, bro. Yo, what street validation do Ian got? Not one. All right, but Uncle Murda call out Tony Yayo for rapping the Gucci Mane lyrics a little too much, man. Because he kind of peeped what Tony was doing. Tony was trying to still call Gucci a rat and keep it street while at the same time trying to maintain the relationship by saying, oh, I like Gucci.
That's what
You're repeating these lyrics too much for me. I don't...
I like the record.
I'm not feeling...
He sound like Gucci, a civilian.
But he can't... You can't sound like a civilian after being a gangster for 20-something years.
I agree with that point, though.
Because some street happened to you.
Well, my point
That's
is...
what I'm saying. Some street... To this
I
nigga.
agree.
Now he want to sound like a civilian, and now niggas want to try to push the narrative on some Keisha.
Who's pushing
him or whoever?
I feel like the record was a little bit too much. I agree on that.
Keisha making them do it.
Look. I'm telling you. Look, I'm not saying nobody's making them do it, right? I'm just telling you that in the real world, you have street, and you have people that don't care about that. Yeah. She's a person that obviously don't care about that. She made him not care about that. That's what I'm saying, because if his niggas was around, right? If his niggas was around, they would have told him, nah, you can't do that. His niggas obviously ain't around. Because they say 87% of men that have a girlfriend forget about their friends. That nigga ain't got his friends around. She's in his ear saying, duh, 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 duh. So you know the...
Is that a fact? I never heard that in my life. 80% of men that have a girlfriend forget about their friend. I never heard that stat before.
She's on the Breakfast Club saying, yo, I run this, I run that, I signed the business. He's not mentally straight to do it. There's times where I had to do stuff. He went to the hospital. There's times where I had to sign contracts. I keep it going. She's saying, these niggas, we want our money. There's no narrative. I'm just telling you.
Well, he went and signed them statements. It's looking like they got Pusha.
And I'm not agreeing. Right, look, and I'm not agreeing with that at all.
He went and laid them vocals down. She ain't laid them vocals down in that studio.
No, she was in the studio. The battery in the back.
Them vocals you just spit, all that, whatever he said.
I wasn't spitting.
All that. All I'm trying to say is she ain't say those.
Yo, you did spit them vocals, nigga. I ain't gonna hold you. He gonna say, I ain't spit them shit. I ain't spit them. Yeah, you did. That nigga knew. He remembered the bars too. That's crazy.
She ain't say those lines. She ain't say those lines. He went in that studio and wrote them lines. She ain't his ghostwriter. So that nigga thought of all that sucker say on them records and said that. That's all I'm saying, brother. Is he did some sucker shit, and even if she got in his head, why you all that? No, I'm just saying because I don't like when sucker happen like that, and I feel bad for.
Yo, Hit Dogs is hollering. Uncle Murda ain't say Yayo's name not once, but Yayo, why you yelling? Yo, why you yelling? Yo, why you going off like that? Yo, why you nah, bro? I agree with you. Son. Cause Yayo understands what's happening, and if you've ever been a part of a podcast, you know what's happening. You're recognizing something clip worthy is happening, and you don't even want it to be perceived as if Uncle Murda is being a real street dude and he's going off of Tony Yayo for defending Gucci.
Word.
Yayo understands that if he don't steps in right now and say, "Hey, bruh, I agree with you. What you doing?" That's gonna be a title. But Yayo tries his hardest, man, to kind of like talk Murda from off the rant and from off the cliff. Eventually, Murda tells him, "Nah, stop trying to interrupt me. Let me crash." But Yayo don't want this Murda rant to keep going because he understands when this get clipped up, it's gonna be presented as if Uncle Murda, the real street dude, is crashing out on Tony Yayo for playing industry games and defending Gucci. Even when Yayo said, "Yo, like, why you saying it like I like the record or something?" Because you do like the record. You kept on repeating the lyrics. You kept on quoting it.
No cap, that's mad funny. That's probably how my dumb ass was going motherfucking label that shit too. Think of a title. Tony Yayo goes off. Uncle Murda goes off on Tony Yayo for defending Gucci. That's a good one right there. That's a good one.
If you like the Gucci song, it's okay to rap it, bro. Gucci ain't do nothing wrong. Gucci ain't do a goddamn thing wrong, bro. And Yayo, what's great to it, Yayo don't even, Yayo.
There is a level of hypocrisy to it, though. Let's be real. I've been a bigger fan of Jeezy than Gucci. But you see, I feel like Jeezy through the years has progressively transitioned into the guy he is today, like the man he is today, like away from the streets. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like Gucci was like, well, Gucci came home from jail and then you saw the change. But I keep thinking about that verses, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the level of hypocrisy is. It's just like 1 second you're super tough, you're gonna put Pookie low, you're gonna go dig your mans up, and then you're on the Breakfast Club and it's some different stuff. It's like, what.
And your perspective, like your true perspective, the majority of people agree with you. The majority of people don't agree that somebody that gets robbed at a business meeting should keep it street and get it back in blood. Murder is an anomaly. The street dudes is an anomaly. But Yayo, I guess he's still subject to the street rules, so he still wants that validation. So he's terrified and scared that when this clip go viral, street dudes will look at him crazy for defending Gucci.
Who Shiesty and Big 30 and all them niggas and all them niggas that.
But you don't even fucking matter, bro. Because thankfully, they both look like they're in okay, good, more like probably great positions financially. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the streets ain't paying your bills. I mean, I guess maybe this podcast, maybe it's a lot of street niggas that watch this. So I guess, I guess. I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Misled. You know how many niggas that nigga misled for these years? I had out here banging and doing all this street, selling drugs, killing niggas, and doing all this crazy. And now he a rat. Now he a civilian because his niggas ain't around. Get the out of here, man. Gucci a sucker. Damn. That there was some sucker.
I agree.
And ain't no excuse for it.
So all right. So is it cool to just lead them there and keep leading them there and keep letting them know that it's okay? This is where I just don't understand. Where I understand he's upset because he's from that. You feel me? But what it like? So he already led them there. So is he supposed to just keep leading them there? I don't know.
Girl now, his niggas ain't around. Nah, he was out here having niggas going crazy. He went in that record. His girl ain't write that record for him. His girl ain't write that record for him.
Look, brother.
His girl ain't. She might have. His girl ain't write that record for him.
You gotta let me talk, brother. You gotta let me.
You've been talking. You gotta let me talk. I'm talking. I'm getting my point out right now. You was just talking. However I'm expressing myself, I'm expressing it, brother. Let me talk though, my nigga. You just talk for 10 minutes straight. It's my turn. And I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Gucci did. I'm telling you this shit that Gucci did. I'm telling you. Gucci did, nigga, with some sucker. And you trying to tell me something.
I'm telling you.
In his head. I don't give a about that.
I'm
telling you.
All
I'm trying to say is that nigga had niggas out here wilding for years.
Okay,
that nigga
just said I agree with you, nigga. Calm down. Why you screaming in the camera right now? Calm down. I want to scream in the camera. I'm talking. I don't have to calm down. I'm getting my point across. You talk a lot. Now I'm talking, and I'm letting the people know how I feel about the Gucci situation. Okay, and that's how I feel about it. I don't feel there's no excuses. So I'm not going to sit up here and give you no.
Yeah, I get both sides, bro. But it's such a unique situation. Just everything, the dynamics of the situation. So it's like I feel like certain people are just gonna have their thoughts on it, and I really don't think there's a crazy right or wrong thing because he does have a point that he did like preach that street shit, and he was like really wilding out here, and then there's a whole generation that came up under Gucci. He's 100% right. So there is like a big level of hypocrisy to it, but it's like, what do you do? And to Yayo's point, what do you do when you go to a business meeting where you guys can negotiate terms and it works out for everybody, and then something like that happens? So, I feel like they both just gotta agree to disagree on this one,
about Keisha and this, and no, the nigga did some sucker. She don't write his lyrics. He went in that studio and laid them lyrics down himself. He wrote those bars and all that. Was some corny Gucci. It was some sucker.
I agree.
Free Shiesty and Big
I'm
W,
not condoning nothing that.
Word.
I'm just telling.
Wait, how do we know that? You know what I'm saying? How do we know that Keisha? Because she's his character giver now or some shit, right? And she probably helped him out with the bars. We don't know.
Freedom niggas,
my point is, a lot of rappers are turning into civilians. Like I said, I'm far from a civilian, my man. You know that. I've been through wars, nigga. More than half of these rappers in the game. Wars, nigga.
All right, so stop giving.
Wars.
Stop sounding like you giving.
No.
Yayo following up Uncle Murda's rant with his street resume is a guilty conscience alone. Because he knows what's going on, bro. Okay, I've been in wars, murder. I've been in wars, murder. How could you say I'm defending Gucci, murder? Because you was defending Gucci. And it's okay. We defending Gucci. You one of us, murder. Well, sorry, Yayo. Yeah. You one of us, Yayo. You are one of the common sense brethren. You got common sense. Yo, why are street dudes so afraid to have common sense nowadays, yo? Why are they so terrified to make sense? Bro, you got common sense. Like,
bro, Flacco, you know why, bro. It's the snitch thing. It's the snitch thing, man. Nobody wants to be, you feel me? Nobody wants to be aligned with the whole snitch narrative with somebody. So that's just what it is. Like, that's always going to be a thing. You know what's going on.
One of the smart ones who could look at a situation and say, clearly there's a difference between robbing somebody at a business meeting with an off-duty officer present and several business partners who just happen to be white from the suburbs who are from your label. There is clearly a difference between that and Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty going and doing a robbery together and then Gucci Mane telling on Pooh Shiesty when they get caught. There's a clear and drastic difference here. Anybody who can't see it, you're just not smart. Right? You're just delusional if you still think that's how the world works. But Yayo even like listing out his street resume. I've been through wars. Nah, that don't matter. Nobody who hears this clip is gonna hear Yayo talk about his street resume. Any street dude who's dumb enough to think what Gucci did is wrong is gonna hear this clip and say, damn, Yayo, you defending the rap, bro. Like, that street resume is not gonna change their mind, okay? This is just insane, man. But y'all let me know in the comments.
Yeah, it's all stupid, man. The streets are stupid. The street mentality, the street cold shit. It's over, man. It's over. You really can't even like get away. Like that shit, like you really can't even do too much in the streets anymore. There's cameras everywhere. It's just stupid, man. But I just think they gotta agree to disagree on this one. They both have valid points, but it's like what do you expect Gucci Mane to do? Like realistically, you know? But yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If you caught a vibe, to the next time. We out of here.